This week we get some room.
Look at all this floor space.
So
We
much,
do aerobics in here.
so many activities.
Do step class.
Some kaboom. And some staying stum. In chapter 13 of Dark Force Rising.
Stew.
A cup. A ship.
Hello there, I'm Darren.
And I'm Kat.
And welcome to The Real Sequels, a series of events that happened after episode 6 in the books, novels, and sometimes comics in the expanded universe. Today we're opening with chapter 13 of Dark Force Rising. This week we pick up immediately with Leia in the Dukha. Remember, the Imperials are now approaching the small village. Not just the Imperials, but the Grand Admiral himself. This is instilling a panic in everyone present. They know if Leia and Chewie, or even a hint of their presence, is detected by the Imperials, then this would spell disaster for everyone involved. Perhaps even enough to change Thrawn's mind about the destruction of the area. In a panic, Leia blurts out the question if they are sure the Imperials would come to the Dukha. A question that she realized was pointless even while she was saying it. Of course they were coming here. Looking around the almost completely unfurnished room and hatching her plan, Leia decides that the only way to escape is to cut a hole in the ornate building with her lightsaber. And to her surprise, the matrak agrees, saying if it must be done, then it must be done. However, they will need to cover their escape route. She spots a cupboard and has the idea that they could cut a hole behind there and escape. However, just then, the situation gets worse.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
She hears the sound of 2 TIE bombers flying overhead. There is no way that they can leave the building without being noticed. Hearing the repulsor lifts getting close to the outside of the building, she realizes they have no choice.
Well, it's either that or the asteroid in the other corner, but of course that's the oldest trick in the book, so she decided against it.
Of course. They need to hide in the cupboard. There will be just about enough room for her and Chewie. Then the mechanical voice pipes in. Will you want me in there as well, Your Highness? Leia had completely forgotten about 3PO. There wasn't enough room for him in the cupboard, as the matriarch points out. The matriarch then begins to panic and throws some shade at Leia about her presence betraying the Noghri. Not in the mood, however, Leia shouts quiet.
QC.
Shut up!
Leia looks around again and notices the suspended chandelier in the room. She turns to Chewie and asks if he could bring 3PO up there, but without answering her, Chewie grabs 3PO and bounds up the walls to the chandelier in 3 movements. He tucks the protesting 3PO away and shuts him down.
Chewie's like, I don't care what it smells like, get in there!
What?
I don't know, it's just something Han said to me once. I always wanted to say it to someone else.
Leia and Chewie then rush into the cupboard, and not a moment too soon. Just then, a calm voice addressed the matriarch, saying, I see your third son, Khabarakh, is here. How convenient. The matriarch replies, greeting the Imperial, saying that they are honoured by his visit. At this point, Leia tries to focus her eyes and see who the voice, which had distinct calmness and air of power about it, belonged to. Not wanting to get too close to the mesh of the cupboard as to give away her position, she uses her Jedi drills taught to her by Luke to enhance her senses, listening closely to the conversation between the two. Just then, Thrawn steps into the light, and she immediately places him as Han's description. This was indeed a Grand Admiral. She could tell by her astute political career. This person held themselves with more distinction than even Grand Moff Tarkin had.
Thrawn's like, I too am extraordinarily humble.
Thrawn then addresses Khabarakh, saying, Are you also pleased with my presence? This takes Khabarakh aback, and he says, Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
Khabarakh back.
This makes Thrawn raise an eyebrow, and Rook butts in, demanding that Khabarakh not speak to his lord in that tone. Khabarakh, now on the ropes, apologizes, saying that he meant no disrespect. Thrawn then moves the conversation on, asking Khabarakh what the penalty for lying to your overlord is in the Noghri custom. To this, the matriarch attempts to defend Khabarakh, saying that the Lord has no right to make such accusations. Thrawn then coldly and sharply says that the matriarch should keep her counsel to herself. Thrawn then goes on to demand that Khabarakh tell him about his capture on Kashyyyk. Khabarakh replies that he does not understand. Thrawn, however, insists on refreshing his memory, stating that Khabarakh did not escape the planet as he said. He was instead captured and let go, a fact that Khabarakh sternly denies, backed up by the matriarch. Thrawn then accuses Khabarakh of lying and orders Rook to arrest him. He will be interrogated, and Thrawn will get the truth. To this, the matriarch protests, saying that Thrawn has no right, and that the clan dynast will demand, but she is cut off swiftly by Thrawn. He states that the clan dynast are in no position to demand anything, and asks if the matriarch needs a reminder of what it means to defy the Empire. No, says the matriarch. You shall have one anyway, stresses Thrawn. Immediately, the Dukha is lit up by green light as bombs are falling outside. Leia tries to cancel her force sensitivity as the bombs fall, but it's too late, leaving her sore from the bombardment.
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 I'm intrigued. What are the rules?
Duck or die! Oh, bombardment! Deal with it! Bombardment! That's a bitch, son! Bombardment! Bombardment! Walk it off! Bombardment!
Once the bombs fall silent, Thrawn makes a statement that if he chooses to ignore the ancient laws of the Noghri, then he will, and asks the matriarch if that's clear. The matriarch, now looking gaunt and far away in her mind, brokenly says, "Yes, my lord." Thrawn then continues that for loyal servants of the Empire, I am prepared to compromise, and that before Khabarakh is interrogated, Thrawn will allow the first stage of the laws of discovery to happen. Perhaps a few days of public shaming will remind the Noghri we are still at war, and with that, the three walk out.
I mean, you have to look on the bright side. The village may have been bombarded, but at the same time the door seems to be fixed. No weird noises, no favorite door sounds, just a slam. But it's a bit of an extreme fix. I mean, like some WD-40 would probably have done it, but each their own, I suppose.
Our final scene is with Leia in the cupboard. Her aware of her unborn twins, the claustrophobic nature of the cupboard, and the fact that they are now under severe watch, and the only ally they have on this planet is about to be arrested and interrogated. The Princess of Alderaan admits to Chewbacca they are in trouble. Another cool chapter.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, this kind of takes us back to Thrawn's not just someone to be messed with. It's not that kind of like a particularly nice character. I suppose, you know, everyone's the hero in their own mind, and I suppose he feels like he is perhaps the just character, where he's now dispensing what he feels to be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's just that cold, callous nature of Thrawn. There's no real passion in it. It's just more, this needs to be done. A plus B must lead the C, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to make an example out of the Noghri, and that's how he's going to get what he wants. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Leia gets out of this one.
Yeah.
That's about all we've got time for this week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if we earned it. And give us a wee comment down below if you had a good time. Don't forget to check out some of the videos at the end of this one. And we'll see you all next time. Bye!
Bye!